Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be walking around a used, it's a 2024 Verona 40 VRB. It is a Super C season. We're getting a lot of action on it, and I know a lot of people would rather find a new 24 or 23 on the lot or a used one, so they're not paying that high dollar price for a brand new one. So this is a great coach. It's about 10 or 11,000 miles on it, one of the really popular models. It is kind of a cold and blustery day out here today, so we're going to walk around the outside real quick. Let's start out up here at the engine. Now, all of the Veronas, they're built on the M2 106 chassis. Again, I told you this is a 40-footer. They have an L9, which is your 8.9 liter 360 horse Cummins engine, and that develops 1,100 to 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. The nice thing about the Super Cs, as you can see, I can get right inside the engine compartment to do all the work. You've got your coolant here, your air filter right here. Everything is easy to access. Windshield wiper fluid. You've got your air dryer right there. So again, if you're the type of person that likes to do your own maintenance, this is a great coach. Let's walk around the other side. And anybody that's watched our videos has seen this a lot. But again, it's always great to point out just how convenient it is to check your oil. You got your transmission over here, power steering fluid, your water separator. Everything's right here where you can access it easy. And I like the way they have the struts on these hoods, because on a day like today, if you're in there working and a gust of wind comes up, it could slam down on you, but you notice it comes down nice and soft. There we go. Another thing I like to point out, get a shot of this bumper right here. You can see this seam, and from inside you can tell that there's a pivot point right here with this bolt. These are designed so if you have a front end collision, this will give away, but it doesn't damage the front end unless you're hitting it right on the front end. The other thing is these lights, very very sturdy. A lot of times in front end collisions, you're not taking out your headlight. There's a flange on the back of this, so your bumper doesn't dig into your tire. It spares the tire, so you might not have to replace as much as other units where you just cave that whole thing in. Now, this has the three-way camera system. You can see we've got one of our side cameras right here. Another thing about the Veronas, if you notice, there is a CB antenna on there, but these mirrors are breakaway mirrors, and they're very sturdy. First of all, they're going to hold 200, 250 pounds without any problem, and if you need to, they will break away. The nice thing about that, number one, if you hit something, you may not take out your mirror, but if you've got a really tight garage that you have to get into, you can shut these down, give yourself a little bit extra room getting inside. As long as we're right here at the driver's door, we'll talk about the cab a little bit. Now, the Veronas, like I say, this M2 106, which is the most customizable chassis that Freightliner makes. A couple of the really nice features. Number one, I like the skid plates here. If you've got snow on your shoe, it's easy to step up, scrape them off. You're not slipping as you climb up into the cab. Also, you do have your DEF fill, your fuel fill right here. 105 gallons of fuel. This is an air ride seat, and it's always a good idea. I don't know if you can get a shot, but right here is your switch for your seat. And then right here is your master battery disconnect for your chassis batteries. You always want to remember to shut those off. And then the other thing that they do, they give you a couple of really nice grab handles to step up in here. So if you're not all that tall, it makes it easy for me, I'm about 5'8", to get in and out of the cab. We also have a place to plug in here for our engine preheat. As we go down the driver's side, look at what we've got in the compartments. This is our battery compartment. So on the left, we have our 2 starting batteries for the chassis. The right has the big 8D battery. That's our house batteries. Now, a lot of the 25s, a lot of the newer ones are getting the lithium. That is an option. This one does not have the lithium batteries, but that 8D, it packs a big punch. Also, this unit has 3 175 watt solar panels on the roof. So 525 watts of solar total. So if you do like to dry camp or get off the grid, you can stay out quite a while. The second compartment, just a storage compartment, you do have your inverter in there, and we've got a 2,000 watt inverter with this unit. And then this is our Aqua Hot. Now, an Aqua Hot is a hydronic heating system. It provides your hot water, your coach heat, does burn the diesel from your fuel tank, so you don't have to worry about, burning propane or running out of fuel as long as you've got fuel in the tank. And then these next 2 compartments, you can kind of see we've got some of our tanks, our black and gray tanks here, dump right there. And one of the things I like to point out, and I always talk about, Renegade's compartment doors. I think they're the best in the industry, at least for what we sell. Thick, very well insulated, very sturdy, but with this double latch system, you don't have to slam them. They shut nice and easy, and they stay closed. One of the better ones in the industry. Back here we've got our water compartment. You can see we do have a power hose rewind for our water hose. Have an outside shower we can hook up. Low point drains. Our black and our gray dumps are right there. We do have a black tank flush. And as you can see, we also have a monitor panel right here. You don't have to keep running back and forth to check it when you're emptying your tanks. Move to this compartment, and we've got our 8K diesel generator. This is an Onan generator. Looks like there's 47 hours on this. One of the things I like to point out about the 8,000 watt Onan, it's one of the most common generators in the RV industry. So very easy to get parts or have it worked on if you ever need to do that. And then back here, in this last compartment, we've got our 50 amp power cord, and this is on a rewind. It's manual out, power back in. See, we've got our transfer switch, our surge protector there. I like the fact that Renegade even gives you the dog bone, the 50 amp to 30 amp dog bone. Those are about 40 or 50 bucks if you have to go buy it somewhere. And of course we have an outside shower right here. Now around back, one of the great features that Renegade does is they build this cap in 2 pieces. How many times do you clip a bollard coming out of the gas station or back into something and do some damage to this lower corner? Well, you only have to replace this bottom part, not the whole cap. That's one of the beauties. LED tail lights, backup lights mounted up good and high, LED lights throughout. Now this comes with a 20,000 pound hitch. And one of the things about that, I'll just mention it briefly, these are designed to pull heavy loads. Just because it has a 20,000 pound hitch with a 2,000 pound pin weight doesn't mean you can always load them up that much. In the bedroom, under the bed, you have 150 gallon water tanks. If you've got full water tanks, that's over 1,200 pounds of water and other gear in your outside compartment. So you may not be able to safely pull exactly 20,000 pounds. It's probably going to be a little bit less when you're fully loaded. But still, as long as you're under 18,000 pounds or so, you're not going to have a problem. But be a little bit careful. If you're loading it up right to the max, you might want to go weigh your trailer and your coach together, find out exactly how much weight you've got right here on this pin. Then of course we've got the big 3-inch receiver, we've got the reducer down there. We also have our 7-way plug, place for our Voyager camera hookup, and over here is a place to connect the air lines for your air brakes on your trailer. Okay, let's move around the passenger side. Now, like I said, it's windy. I am not going to open up the awning today, but you do have the Girard awnings up there and the Girard slide toppers. This first compartment, you can see we've got our big hitch, and that's got a 2 5/16 inch ball as well as a 2-inch ball right there. This compartment's just a deep storage compartment, and it goes under those chassis rails quite a bit. One of the things you don't get in most Super Cs is your pass-through storage like you would in a Class A. But Renegade does a great job of giving you a lot of storage over on this side, and I'll show you what we've got here. Another large storage compartment, nicely lined too. It's easy to keep these clean. And then this here is, these two doors open up to one full pass-through storage compartment. As you can see, there's an air hose right there. On the other side, over by your batteries, there actually is a quick connect where you can tie into your compressor. So if you're, towing your Jeep to Moab, you want to let the air out of the tires, go do a real gnarly trail. When you get back, you can air them back up right there. And then also, this has a 32-inch outside TV with a sound bar. This does pull out and tilt for you. And then back to the entry door. And again, very heavy-duty grab handle. We're not going to waste too much more time out here because it is pretty blustery. So let's go ahead and step inside and take a look. Once again, this is the 40 VRB floor plan on the Verona. Now, one of the things I always like to point out, and it's one of the first things I do when I step inside, is your Vega Touch app. So let me get into my phone, and it's actually still paired. What that is, I can control a lot of the things from my phone that I do right here on our monitor panel. So you can see the Vega Touch app, take a picture of that, download the app. When you get inside, you hit the settings, go to your mobile app, and that tells me what unit I'm in. That's your pin to set. So I've already paired all of this. And I'll demonstrate this as we go, but you can turn your lights on and off, control your temperature in here. You can run your jacks down, check your electrical, batteries, 12.4, 12.9, let's see. Yep, oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, just dropped to 12.9 and 12.4, so they're matching up. So just a great app. The beauty of it is if you're by yourself and running your slides out, maybe you've got, a tree over here, or if you're running your awning out, you're afraid it's going to hit something, you can stand right outside and watch it. Also, I like to leave these in so I can walk through here and show you how much room you have when you're traveling to get back into the bedroom. There is a half bathroom in this model. And if you're traveling with, say, German Shepherds or Labs or larger dogs, sometimes they have trouble walking through and hopping up on your bed. In this model, there's plenty of room, easy to walk through. So I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. On my phone, I'm going to open up these slides. Now, they're not too fast, but they're very dependable, a nice feature. And like I say, when you're by yourself, or even if you just want to be outside to watch this, dang it, I keep letting my thumb up and it stops. There we go. So you have a very large slide here in the living room with your couch and dinette. There we go. That last couple inches, it settles down to make it a flush floor. And then let's run the rear one out. You can see the bed slide going out right there. This is a rear bathroom setup, so it's nice to have that half bathroom in the middle when you're traveling. Don't have to roll over your bed. And there we go. So let's go ahead and start up front here. In the kitchen area, well, I'll point out a couple of things here. Got a nice storage compartment right over the door as you come in. You also have one of your monitor panels, and there's several of these Firefly panels around. And I have the all light on, all light off switch, can run my awnings in and out, my porch light, ceiling light, so forth from right there. This is a overhead bunk model. Now, on the Veronas, this is not standard. It's an option. It is something you do need to order. And I'll just go ahead and show you how this converts. There we go. And as you can see, there is a ladder up here to hook up, but you've got a queen bed up here. I can tell you that myself, I could sleep on this part of it. Up toward the front, it gets a little bit claustrophobic for you. Now you do get a 22-inch TV up here. Then over on the left, above the driver's seat, we've got a control panel. One of the nice things is you can see we've got an overhead shade right there. And then we also have some nice accent lights, so I can turn my ceiling light off. And if you just want the accents, you might not need, you know, all of the lights. Turn those back on right there. You have 110 plug over in the little cubby hole. It's got your USB and your USB-C ports in there also. Privacy curtain to go around the front window there. We walk back behind the driver's seat. Got a couple of storage compartments. And you can see how large it is. It's an open storage compartment. So if you have longer items, it fits in there real well. One of the things I always like to tell people, reach behind your style right here. This will tell you whether this is all solid maple or solid wood, or whether it's a veneer wrap. They might use a poplar or a cottonwood or, you know, a cheaper wood in some cabinets and wrap it with a wood veneer. These are all wood cabinets. Nice hidden hinges throughout. We do have the day-night shades, and these are manual. And then, of course, your windows do open. And the nice thing about these style, if it's raining, you can still open these windows, let the breeze in, but you don't have the rain coming in on you. In the slide outs, you do have functioning windows on each side too, so it's nice to get a cross breeze. Okay, at our dinette table, first of all, we do have storage underneath. As you can see, this one came equipped with a ottoman, a little storage ottoman there. And this unit, as you can tell by that angled piece, does convert to a sleeper. That'll drop down, rest on these cleats, and then you've got a separate mattress that'll fill in the middle. So you've got a couple extra places for people to sleep. You know, if they're small children, you can probably get two here. Otherwise, it's a single for an adult. Next to the dinette, we have our couch. And this is a full pull-out couch. I'm not going to do it today. You've seen me do it several times. I actually injured my ribs a bit skiing last week, so I'm not going to struggle with it. But this is a queen-size bed, big enough for two adults. And then overhead here is another very large open cabinet. And then, again, you've got the day and the night shades throughout, the manual shades. Now, when you get up to the higher level, the XLs or the Classics, even the Explorers, these are probably going to be electric window shades. Kind of nice. You can hit one button and shut everything at night if you want, but I really don't mind the manuals. You have fewer problems. You don't have to reset those electric ones if they're not coming down all the way. Nice, window valances throughout. By the way, this is the Athens color on the inside. Okay, across from our living room area, let's take a look at the kitchen. Got a big storage area overhead. Here we've got a large stainless steel undermount sink. And the undermount sinks are nice because when you're wiping off your counters and cleaning things up, makes it easy to get it down in there, keep your countertops clean. And this also comes with a residential style sprayer. There we go. Underneath, got a storage area and a nice pull-out, maybe an extra pantry area. And there's actually a cutting board they provide for you here, and that can be used as a counter extension. There we go. So if you want a little more room when you're prepping, prepping food, you've got it right here. And it's kind of convenient the way they built this to store away. Okay, over here we get the induction cook surface, and so many of these coaches are going all electric anymore. With your true induction cook surface, any metallic pan will work. Anything that a magnet will stick to will work on this. That would include your cast iron. So you don't always have to go out and buy a new set of pots and pans just to cook with induction. Underneath, we've got 3 deep pull-out drawers. And these all have the soft close function. A little bit more storage over here. They do give you some touch-up paint. So these are the colors of your exterior paint job. Overhead we get a convection microwave oven. So if there's a rack you can put in there. If you want to bake a chicken or make cookies or something like that, the convections work quite well. Typically you don't have ovens anymore in these models. And then overhead another larger storage compartment. Next to that we have our refrigerator. Now you do get a compartment up here, and you can see on the right you've got a place for some of your video components. Now this unit, not only does it have the solar panels on the roof, but you do have a satellite. You'd have to get your own box and get the service. We've got a residential style, an electric refrigerator, and I believe this is the 18.7 cubic foot Samsung. You can see how much room you've got throughout. A lot of storage down in the freezer compartment also. And they give you a couple of little travel latches there so they don't come out while you're traveling down the road. Okay, here's your main TV, again with a sound bar. A little storage up here. This one's not quite so deep. Maybe you keep your CDs or movies or something up there. Same thing underneath. I like the wood plank flooring they put in these two. Very nice look to it. If you go to a Verona LE, which is going to be roughly $60,000 more than a Verona, same chassis, same engine, but higher end interior, that's going to be a tile floor. Okay, here we've got another storage area overhead. These are adjustable shelves. And then down below, our 12-volt fuses, and our 110 breakers, and they've got everything labeled here for you. Okay, and then as we step back toward the middle, first thing I'll show you here is our stackable washer and dryer. Again, an option. You don't have to get this. You could have an extra wardrobe or storage closet here if you like. Now, as you saw with all the slides in, this bed is going to touch your dresser over here. So you can't get to the back bathroom without crawling over the bed. This model does provide you with a half bathroom. And I'm just going to go ahead and open up the storage. And then get out of the way here. I'll let you get in there and take a look. It's nice if you have guests or you always have kids with you. They'll have their own bathroom. Great looking solid surface countertops too, with the undermount sinks. And these use the porcelain macerator toilets in both toilets, by the way. Okay, as we step back into the bedroom area, first I'll show you, we do have a nice privacy door. There we go. Of course, let's be serious, there's no privacy in a motorhome. You hear everything that goes on in here. As we come back into the bedroom, you can see we do have a king bed. And here's another thing that's a little unique. I like this about the Renegades. They put their water tanks inside. So you have two 75-gallon water tanks. And when I was talking about your towing capacity and your pin weight, you do have to take in consideration that you could have 1,200 pounds of water in here. So, you know, you might not be able to tow exactly 20,000 pounds. You've got your pump right here, easy to access, your winterization bypass kit, mainline dump valves right there, little recirculating fan. The beauty, and you do have a pole here you can pull out and prop this up. But the nice thing about having all your tanks and water lines inside is they're better insulated. And of course, it does take up some storage under the bed, but otherwise it's going to be outside, taking up some storage in an outside compartment. So if you are a snowmobiler or a hunter that gets out in the winter, you're going to be able to stay out in a little bit colder weather, just the fact that all of your water lines run within the coach and are in a heated area. While we're here, I'll point out we do have a couple of reading lights, another full pass-through cabinet overhead with a lot of storage in there. And then functioning windows on both sides with the day-night shades. And if you notice, again, you get the 110 outlets, the USB, the USB-Cs. You have that in several places throughout the coach. Now, across from the bed is your wardrobe area. So on each side here, you might want to step up in there, get a little better shot. We've got a place to hang our clothes, 4 full pull-out drawers. 6 for her, 2 for him, I think is how that goes when you consider both sides. In the middle here, a little more storage compartment, and again, an area for video components, maybe DVDs or gaming systems, something like that. These are pretty large drawers also. So really there's a total of 10 drawers in your bedroom wardrobe. Overhead, we do get the 32-inch TV. This is your emergency exit. I don't know if you can see it right now, but when you swing around, you'll be able to tell there's another main monitor panel, your Firefly panel there. So you can control all the systems, same as your phone. And then again, just a duplicate setup over on this side. And then that brings us back into the main bathroom area. So we do get a radius shower. These aren't as big as some of the others, but it's still ample room. And I'll go ahead and step inside and show you. With the skylight, if you're 6'2", 6'3", even taller, it's easy enough to get in here, take a shower. I have plenty of elbow space. Like I say, I'm not all that tall, but I wouldn't have any problem taking a shower in here. In the center here, we have our sink. Again, with the great solid surface countertops, the undermount sink. See, we've got a nice medicine cabinet there. Overhead, we've got the fantastic fan. There's actually one of those in each bathroom. And then again, let me just open these up, step out of the way, and let you get a look at what you've got in that bathroom. Once again, those toilets are porcelain macerator toilets. It chews up all the solid waste, makes it much easier to dump completely your black tank. And if you want a 40-foot model with a little bit more wardrobe and storage, they do make one without the bath and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and shut these, and I don't know if we got to look at the medicine cabinet there. Okay, well let's head back up and take a look at some of the cab features. One of the things about this bunk, it's fairly easy to get it out of your way. That way you're not banging your head as you go in here. And again, on this M2 chassis, one of the things I'll go ahead and point out, to start this up, we do have the Wabco system here. Now, what we've got is some safety enhancements. We've got our adaptive cruise control in here, our lane assist, our blind spot monitoring. That little buzzing you heard right there is our sensors on the outside firing up. So it is great when you're traveling down the road because it warns you if there's something coming up beside you. You can't always, see, especially if you're driving by yourself out that passenger window. So this is going to let you know. We have our TPMS system here. That beeping is the levelers, and I would need to raise them up and shut them off. It does it pretty much every time you turn this on, but it's really nothing to worry about. You can see on our Garmin system, well, you know what, I am going to have to, well, I won't worry about it. As we go through the rest of the dash, you can see we've got a spotlight there. Our suspension height, now this is for the rear where you can actually lower your airbags. Makes it real easy when you are backing up to a trailer to see that hitch. I will turn this back on. And as long as we're talking about our backup monitor, let's get in here into our tools. There we go. So like I say, we do have a 3-way camera system there. And again, that's our sensors turning on. So as you're going down the road, if you put a blinker on, it's automatically going to go to that side. But when you're in the campground, if you want to check, what's on either side of your coach, you can adjust those manually right there. Over here, differential lock. However, we do not you know, we do not have twin drive screws back there. Docking lights, lane alert, you can turn that off if you don't like hearing that beeping. Then the regen, you can force this, your combustion system, which collects the diesel particulates, burns them off. You can force a regen if you want, but as a general rule, you'll never need to do that. It'll do it automatically while you're driving down the road. Okay, our window controls right here, compartment door locks. We do have mirror heat. I mentioned this is the 8.9 liter Cummins. It's paired with an Allison 3200 6-speed transmission. Over here we've got our engine brake, and this is a 2-speed, a low and a high. And then, you know, you turn it on right there and then select. Fog lights right there. Over on the left, a little bit hard to see, but basically we've got our cruise control over here where we set them, increase and decrease, and our light switches. And then also, you can see this is equipped with a Curt brake controller, so if you're pulling a trailer that's got electric brakes, you're all set up. And if you've got the air brakes, you're set up for those also. So once again, we're in a 2024 Renegade Verona 40 VRB, barely used coach in great condition. If you've got questions on this one or any other units on the lot, please give me a call. Once again, my name's Mark Love. You can get a hold of me at 970-631-0083 or email me at mlove@transwest.com. So once again, drive careful out there. The weather's getting nice. Happy trails, my friends, and I'll see you next week.